My name is Marie Ferré. I'm working for the Optimal Peatland Restoration project. This iCASP project is a partnership between the University of Leeds, More for the Future Partnership, and Yorkshire Peat Partnership. This project aimed at assisting peatland restoration practitioners in the prioritization and optimization of peatland restoration activities through co-designing two tools. The first one is a tool to help them select and apply suitable methods for valuing socio-economic benefits of peatland restoration and make the case for investment in restoration. The second tool is a user-friendly modeling interface to help choose restoration measures depending on site's characteristics and based on hydrological dynamics of the peatland landscape. This project delivered these two outputs, therefore. The first one is a peatland tailored user guide of valuation method, which is freely accessible from the iCASP website. And there is also a webinar video that is available online. The second is a graphical user interface of DigiBog Hydro that will soon be available on the Water at Leeds website. There are different uses that can be made out of the user guide. The first one is to understand how to value benefits from restoration and which methods to apply. So the user guide is designed in a way that it's very easy to navigate depending on the kind of valuation method you are interested in applying or depending on the kind of ecosystem services you would like to value. It explains in a very simple way the available valuation methods, what they entail, and how they can be used to value different ecosystem services. This includes carbon benefits, water quality benefits, flooding risk mitigation benefits, as well as recreational and cultural benefits. So for each type of benefit, the user guide describes the kind of valuation method that can be applied to value it, and also brings an illustration based on the concrete case studies on how it can be done. Each method is also joined with a key that you can see here circled in red on the right-hand side of the slide that gives an indication on the level of difficulty of implementation of the method, but also the type of skills, if there is any specific skill that is necessary to apply it, as well as on the level of cost that should be expected from the implementation. The second use that can be made from the user guide is to understand the existing evidence on values of benefits. And that is really useful for people who want to establish an economic case for investments or for prioritizing expenditures by focusing on sites that could deliver the maximum level of ecosystem service from restoration, but also to communicate about peatland benefits to the general public and raise awareness toward that. The user guide also provides illustration on how the estimated values can be used to inform decision-making in restoration through, for instance, cost-benefit analysis, or it also illustrates the concept of payments for ecosystem services. It also provides a range of tips on how to apply those valuation methods, the kind of things to bear in mind, the level of consideration to have in mind, and it also provides different type of resources additional to that. The user-friendly graphical interface for DigiBog Hydro allows peatland restoration practitioners to simulate the effect of different restoration scenarios, like ditches or ditch blocks, on the water table and water flows in a peatland landscape. So it enables users to assess how different infield restoration infrastructures would produce different eco-hydrological outcomes and to balance the performance of these measures with the costs of their installation. Besides having the interface, there is also a training manual that is a step-by-step guide on how to run the model and how to interpret the modeling outcomes, which also includes some simulation examples. And this project has also delivered review documents on peatland development models. In more details, this is the kind of thing the model can help you with. So this is an idealized arc that is simulated by the model, and you can see how the water drains from the pit in a period of non-rainfall within those 5 days. So how the water table has diminished within this time period. And it's possible to expand to this particular analysis to a whole landscape by entering the GIS data corresponding to that landscape, and then to simulate the incorporation of different type of restoration measures on the water table in this particular landscape. So then it's possible to compare the performance of these different measures and to compare them with cost of the implementation, and to be able then to pick the method, the restoration measures that will be most appropriate depending on performance and depending on the available resources. The model allows also to split the involvement of the water table for different types of pits, so it's possible to specify the kind of pits you are looking at. It's also possible to model different rainfall patterns. This project has provided a range of impacts to date. The first one is increased capability of the restoration practitioners, but also the academics that were involved in this project. Practitioners have gained a better understanding of the range of valuation methods that exist and how those can be used. They have also gained a better understanding of the type of data that can be used to value peatlands benefits, which is really useful to feed into the existing evidence. Peatland restoration practitioners have become experts in applying DigiBog hydro, which will help to inform restoration decisions. In fact, Yorkshire Peat Partnership is using this model to supply the work for the England Peatland Strategy pilot in the North York Moor National Park. This project has also impacted individuals beyond this particular collaboration and beyond Yorkshire region by helping people to have a better understanding of peatland ecosystems more generally, and also have a better understanding of the meaning of valuation of non-marketed environmental benefits. The user guide has actually been downloaded more than 170 times within the last year. External organizations in the UK and also outside, like ProNatura in Switzerland, want to train in applying DigiBog hydro. This project has also helped to reinforce position of the partners, make business cases for investment and attract funding, like Yorkshire Peat Partnership for the England Peatland Strategy tender call for this particular work in the North York Moors. It also helped influence the England Peatland Strategy more generally through shaping the invitation for this tender and through providing ad hoc briefings to policy advisors. Yet there are still a number of impacts on the way in the medium term or in the longer term. One of the major impacts that I expected is optimization of restoration works by helping to save costs through picking more cost-effective restoration measures, by enhancing environmental and societal benefits of peatlands. It will also lead to attract further investments and increase awareness of the public towards these peatlands. Since More for the Future Partnership and Yorkshire Peat Partnership are responsible for large areas of peatlands, the impact of the gain in this new skill is expected to be really high. And in addition, the project has also stimulated new project ideas. For instance, out of the development of the user guide, one of the methods is being converted. There is a protocol that is being designed to implement one of the valuation methods described in the user guide, which is the deliberative valuation method. And this protocol will enable practitioners to run the method independently and therefore collect values from people on peatlands benefits. We are very keen on hearing your reaction, your ideas on that. So if you are aware of any opportunities where the tool of this project can be applied, we would be really happy to help you with that, to support that understanding and how you can use those tools. Also, if you have any ideas on follow-on work, please get in touch, and please don't hesitate to contact us. Here are the contact details of the people that were involved in this project. Thank you very much.